August 16th, Wednesday. Got a couple minutes for the New York Open. Checking out the 60-minute, an obvious downtrend here. Had some news came out yesterday that brought it down. Today we have FOMC later in the afternoon, so we'll see if the market really moves much this morning. Might just chop around in a small range while everyone waits for the FOMC announcement. But so we're getting a little bit of a bounce. Maybe it'll come up to VWAP. Be a great place to get in. We are about halfway on this previous red candle here. And we're approaching the VWAP and yesterday's close on the ES. I think it's short. There's a little bit of positive volume coming in on the NQ, but we had this resistance here on the ES. We were coming up to our 21 line on the 5-minute. And we've got all this overhead resistance, and we were in a downtrend from the previous 1-hour candle, and an overall downtrend from the news yesterday and general market sentiment. So I had my take profit right above the 21 EMA. Probably should have held a little bit longer, but just in case it wanted to bounce and do a bigger retracement, I felt pretty confident about taking the short. There are times when I will take counter trend trades even if we are having green candles on our moving average crossover, just depending on how many other factors are going on. We're starting to get some bigger volume on the 5-minute candle here. It's the volume candles indicator. We've got a couple minutes before this candle closes. I'm not seeing a bunch of volume, any major delta coming in, so it's not tanking yet. On the 60-minute, we're kind of hovering right around this major line on the support and resistance radar. It's putting these blue and orange lines here. So we've got plenty of room to the upside and plenty of the room to the downside before our next support and resistance on the 60-minute chart. We got our 5-minute candle closed down, 14K, decent volume, nothing earth-shattering. Not seeing any major pushes. It's kind of trying to squeeze down here on the NQ, but the ES is holding it up. Ideally, these are all in confluence. So the ES is breaking VWAP, got some pretty good delta coming in. We had a little bit of close above the moving average crossover. Now we're breaking through it. Looks like we're on our way to test VWAP. Got a lot of delta coming in on the ES and the NQ. Might be a little late to the game, but and then I target right before whole number. But yeah, I like seeing all this delta coming in and finally breaking above the VWAP. Got some more pretty good sized volume coming into the upside. I just know using this intraday VWAP Pro that price is definitely drawn back to VWAP at some point. We've got our volume candles indicator on the 1-minute, printing some high volume. 5K for the 1 minute's pretty good. Still getting more bullish delta on both the ES and the NQ. Our volume's picking up in the 5-minute. Alright, looks like we got up to VWAP there. wait and see what it does here, see if it's going to break above VWAP or bounce down from here. I'm still way more interested in short trades than long trades, but when all this delta is coming in and we're getting the strong break above VWAP on the ES and a nice strong break above the moving average crossover indicator here, I would be interested in this short in the VWAP area here, just because the overall trend is down for sure, and this would be a great place to enter a short. I'm just a little cautious here because all this delta, not so much delta on the NQ, more on the ES, but that's why I like to have them both up so I can keep an eye on both of them. Total mixed bag over here with the volume on the 5 minute. 14k down, 17k up, pretty much even Steven there. And it's FOMC Wednesday, so very good chance we're just not going to get much movement this morning. So we're getting a break above the VWAP. I mean, that was a pretty good trade opportunity right there, taking a break above yesterday's close. It's up over 10 points already. I didn't feel super comfortable taking it, even though we've got all this positive delta coming in. Still mainly looking for shorts, just because of the overall trend. And we still got a really mixed bag of volume here on the 5 minute. Just down volume, up volume, down volume, up volume. Being a little extra careful just on FOMC Wednesday. Pretty obvious we're in a downtrend here. Pretty easy to see there. We're breaking below S1, possibly en route to S2. On our market profile, there's just not much volume down here. We're at the lows of the low, so I'm not sure if it'll keep going or go for a little bit of a retracement. It's Friday, so people might be squaring up some positions before the weekend. If we get a break above our moving average crossover, might be interested in a little counter trend retracement. Long trade here at the open when everything's balancing out. Got some good volume coming in already on our value candles indicator, showing the volume once it gets past a certain amount. That's why you don't see it any of the other candles, because the volume was too low. That looks like we're going to get a close above, possibly above the moving average crossover. We did, not by too much, and it didn't trigger a green candle, because I've got a smoothing on this moving average crossover, so it has to break it by a certain amount before it'll turn the candle color green. A lot of positive delta coming in on the NQ. See if we can break above that high of that last candle. That's some good volume, 9K. That's great for a 1 minute NQ candle. Lots of volume coming in on the ES. Not much delta yet, but some good volume. Got plenty of room up to VWAP for a potential retracement. I'll be looking to just grab a little bit of that. We broke above our moving average crossover on the ES as well. Plenty of volume coming into the upside. Nothing I see getting in its way from getting our target, at least. Probably then some. It's just that we are in an overall downtrend, but catching little blips on the 1 minute when I'm seeing lots of heavy delta and volume coming in. I don't mind taking a counter trend trade every once in a while, especially at market open when there's quite a bit of volatility. I was just about to close that if it didn't fill it. So we're coming up to a minute and a half left at the 5 minute. Looks like we're gonna close positive. A lot could happen in a minute and 20 seconds, but it's looking pretty good to the upside. Got a lot of overall positive delta as well on our volume delta indicator down here. Just gonna wait for the 5 minute candle to close. I usually only like taking the first trade of a momentum shift, sometimes the second trade after a shift of momentum. After the first or second time, it gets a little less probable, I think, unless there's just a crazy strong trend going on. A nice pullback to the moving average crossover line here and S1, both at the same place. Could be a nice area for a bounce, but the overall trend is bearish at the moment on the 60 minute. And we're closing below the moving average crossover. Got some nice bearish delta coming in. I probably should have got a short in there. It's a nice drop there. Didn't break it by that much. We still had a green candle, and we're still just approaching that same moving average crossover area on the ES. And we had all this bullish volume on the previous 5 minute candle. If anything, I like it long at the moment. I can see price move back above the moving average crossover on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Might be interested in a long at this point. Just a lot of bullish volume. Oops. Not the best fill. Move my target down a little bit. I wanted to get filled maybe down around 54 when I saw it initially break. We had a nice bounce off the moving average crossover on the ES. Moving average crossover is holding on the NQ. Candles never turn red. We had a very large amount of volume from the volume candles indicator. 27K on a NQ 5 minute is a lot. And a lot of strong delta to the upside. I've had 2 candles with some nice size volume to the upside, and we got green candles on the 5 minute now from my moving average crossover. Still tons of positive delta. The only thing that slightly worries me is the ES VWAP, but we've got so many other things in our favor for a possible long. The only thing is that kind of majorly bearish trend that's going on right now, so still a little hesitant. We haven't had any huge moves. It's still pretty up and down. The VWAP is holding in the ES so far. So I look at the ES and the NQ together. I mean, you might look at this chart and be like, why did price just stop in the middle there? Well, we had the intraday VWAP Pro and the ES right there. And if you remember from earlier, our trend is very bearish. But as a short-term scalper, I am open to taking trades in either direction if I see enough of the factors line up. And so far this morning, it's been mostly to the upside. But we haven't seen any big pushes one way or the other. Getting a little retracement pullback to the moving average crossover line here on the 5 minute. Still don't have any red candles on the NQ. Tempted to take a long, but I want to see how it reacts at this level at the moving average crossover. Yep, a nice bounce. I mean, I'm just looking at all this green, all this positive order flow, big positive volume on the volume candles. Yet, keep looking at this chart. They're not lining up, so I'm just hanging out on the sidelines. We get a nice bearish close below our moving average crossover on the NQ. I might be tempted to short it. We're below our intraday VWAP Pro indicator. It's red on all of our charts. Decent amount of volume coming in to the downside, but yet all of this green remains. So I sit and I wait. So if we look to the left, Here's current price action. There's the left. This is a range market. If you need to know what a ranging market looks like, this is it. I got reasons to go long and reasons to go short, but not enough in either direction to take a trade yet. Trying to test VWAP up here. We got a lot of volume. We got a lot of delta coming in here on the NQ. A lot of delta on the NQ. So much, in fact, that I'm looking for a test of the intraday VWAP Pro, because price is drawn back to the VWAP. And we've been ranging all morning long. Finally got a break above the range. And with that break, a ton of bullish delta. And still lots of bullish delta on the 5 minute as well. And with 13 seconds left on the 5 minute candle, looks like we're about to close with some more positive volume here. So we had that 5 minute candle close, 12K positive delta, just adding to the pile of positive delta on the morning. Tons of positive volume. These volume candles indicator on the 5 minute. We only had one little retracement candle, but it's been all positive so far. More delta coming in on the 5 minute here. So, right, all right. It's about to close it out. We're touching VWAP. Sometimes it'll bounce off of the VWAP. Sometimes it'll blow through. But price is definitely drawn back to the VWAP at some point. So when there's enough momentum and price action and volatility, I use my VWAP as target sometimes. I use it as support and resistance sometimes. And these lovely buy and sell buttons from the innovative ordering indicator from ninZa make getting in and out of trades a breeze. I really enjoy them. I don't have to have NinjaTrader taking up half my chart space, so I really like that as well. Friday, and I've made some good trades. It's nice to end the week on a positive note. Might just be done early once again. That's how I like to roll, in and out. So we did have a nice bounce down off of VWAP. Overall trend is short still. Yeah, really nice short opportunity from VWAP. Sometimes I'll take those, but I wasn't feeling it today with all the positive delta and the positive volume. But yeah, overall we've been in a downtrend, so it was a viable trade to take a short off of VWAP. Now I'm looking at it, and if it can close below this moving average crossover indicator line, get some red candles going, cross below the S1 here. At that point will probably be below the VWAP on the ES as well. I could be interested in a short. Got some bearish volume on the volume candles on the 5 minute, with about a minute left before the 5 minute candle closes. So far, getting rejected, but I do like a trade to the downside, especially after this big rejection off of VWAP. It's like, went up to VWAP, major rejection, 30 points. That's showing me some definite interest to the downside here. Just got to be patient and wait for these candles to close and confirm. Otherwise, no trade. So far, we're just sitting right on the moving average crossover. We did have our 5 minute candle close. Some nice bearish volume. Just waiting for a red candle on our moving average crossover and break below S1. And ideally, some strong bearish delta as well. And wait till this candle closes. Looks like we're going to close below on the ES as well. We'll have red candles. Hey, we got our strong volume delta on our ninZa volume delta indicator. We're traveling below S1 here. We're breaking below the moving average crossover on the 5-minute as well. It's the gold line on all the charts. Would have liked if it would have filled that first dip there. That would have been much nicer. I don't see any reason to pull out yet. Got plenty of room down to S2 and got a good amount of space down to S1 on the ES. I'm just gonna close that. I don't want it to one tick me again, but looks like it hit our target right after I got out, but all good. Had some good trades today. Almost 10 o'clock. Don't really feel like pushing my luck at this point. Up positive on a Friday, it's a good thing. But yes, even more examples of how I used a lucky 7. 7 different ninZa indicators. 4 charts. 60-minute, 5-minute, and 2 1-minute charts. All easily able to fit on one screen. Thanks to the innovative ordering buttons, freeing up some chart space. And no matter what system I've created in the past, they always involve the core elements of this master system, the Lucky 7. We got volume in the form of the composite market profile on the side here on the 60-minute. We got volume in the form of these volume candles indicator. We've got order flow in the form of the volume delta indicator. We've got support and resistance from the intraday VWAP Pro and the moving average crossover, and also our pivot points. And we've got volatility and price action from trading at the appropriate time of day when the markets are moving enough to get us to and fro between our potential targets. And I've also got the support and resistance radar indicator offering up some support and resistance on the 60-minute chart, bringing these blue lines and these orange lines. And I use the market profile, the composite market profile. I use that as support and resistance too, for at the edge of one of these volume profile bubbles. Yep, every system I made has these core elements to it. This is the simplest I can break down my charts to, while at the same time being able to have enough information to trade off of. So in collaboration with the efficiency of ninZa indicators, which after all the ones I've tried over these many years, ninZa's the one that I finally stuck with for like the past 5 years and was able to use creatively enough to make my own systems with it. They've got the most flexibility, they've got the best coding. I don't have any issues with lag and all that other stuff that a lot of other indicators come with. I've tried a few companies where their indicators, you just cannot use them. If market's going crazy, super volatile, the charts will just freeze. Like, they can't handle all the processing and all the data coming through to make their indicators work when there's tons of volatility. And with ninZa, I just don't have any problems with their indicators. They work when times are slow and when times are fast. That's the only reason that I'm even promoting them. It's just, it's what's worked for me. I wouldn't be promoting any other indicator company. I mean, there's definitely some other indicator companies that I've used in the past that have some pretty nice affiliate programs and offer crazy commissions, but I just don't use them. I don't believe in them, so no point. I only have so much time in the day, so I'm going to spend it doing what I like to do, promoting things that I use and things that I like. So there you have it. You can make up this system with free indicators. There's free order flow indicators, there's free VWAP indicators. I mean, they don't look like this, and they probably don't do exactly what the ninZa indicators do, but you could have a baseline system using free indicators and replicate this kind of system. It's totally possible. I just prefer the NinZa indicators so I can make my charts look so pretty. Easy to see, easy to read. Gives me all the information I need right when I need it so I can focus on trading. It's definitely not easy, and having all the indicators in the world isn't gonna make a lick of difference, so unless you've got the stick-to-itiveness, the passion, all that good stuff. Definitely have to put the work in.